y'all, it's all for Jean.
Plus mango.
And we have one for y'all today. We're making chocolate mousse cake-ish.
What's with the ish, Mom?
Because most people attribute mousse as being made with eggs, but we're going a way more simple route. So simple in fact that we're going to be using a boxed devil's food cake mix. Now I'll show you some of the techniques I use for making cake from a box. Now I've used Duncan Hines mix before and it's usually lumpy, so that's why I'm going to put it through a strainer to sift it. Then I combine all the wet ingredients together in a separate bowl. I use a whisk to get the eggs, oil, and water to bind to each other. Now you don't have to do this, but I figured we already dirtied our strainer, so let's pour the wet ingredients through the strainer too. Good thing we did! See how much egg bits we got that just didn't go through? Now that our wet ingredients are in the mix, use a spatula to mix the batter together until it's combined.
Oh, by the way, Mommy, you forgot to preheat your oven to 350 degrees.
Oh right, let me preheat the oven.
Hey Mom, how come you're using these 6-inch-ish bundt and round pans?
Excellent question. It all depends on what kind of cake you want. For the bundt, we're going to make a 6-layer cake for a bit more of a wow factor. As for the round pan, we're going to use it to bake the leftover batter. Alright, now that we've poured our batter into our pans and poked and smoothed it around a bit, we're ready to bake.
Let's do this, Mom. Length of time in the oven depends on what kind of cake you're baking. For us, it took anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. I stopped counting, Mommy, because you kept checking with a toothpick.
Well, yeah. If in doubt, check with a toothpick because we don't want raw cake and we definitely don't want to overbake for this recipe. While our cakes bake, we can get our mousse started. In a saucepan, add 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. We'll also pour half a cup of heavy whipping cream into the chocolate. Using low heat, melt the chocolate and continue stirring. Once it's nearly melted, like this, take it off the stove and continue stirring and mashing if it helps get the chocolate smoother. The end product of this will kind of represent a chocolate ganache.
Ooh, Mom, I know a good workout for you. In a medium-large bowl, add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and whip it like you mean it. Well, not too rigorous at first because you'll splatter it everywhere. Overall, I think this took you 5 to 7 minutes using your sheer strength. Good job, Mommy.
Yay! Oh, my arm hurts now. Anyway, we need to whip the cream until it gets a stiff peak, kind of like this. By now our chocolate sauce is cooled and now we could add it with our whipped cream. Take 2 dollops of whipped cream and add it to the saucepan. Roughly mix it together to lighten up the chocolate. And now we can add the chocolate into the rest of the whipped cream and use a folding action to combine. It's okay if you have some white and chocolate streaks in your end product. At the end of the day, we don't want to overmix our cream. Now cover and refrigerate until we're ready to assemble the cake.
1.5 hours later. Mom! The cakes are cool!
Sweet! We just need to pop this right out of the tin. I love using this bundt tin because the bottom is removable, and with the help of a knife, we were able to get this out smoothly. Alright, using non-minty dental floss, we're going to cut this cake into about 1-inch slices.
Wait, what now? How does floss cut through a cake? This is blasphemy!
Not at all. See, we just loop it around the cake, cross the strings, and pull.
Whoa! Wow, Mom! Just wow! Still, why couldn't you just use a knife?
Because I didn't have a serrated knife. But okay, sure. Let's use it to remove the top. Total, we have 3 1-inch layers. Now let's start with the bottom layer. Add a few dollops of chocolate mousse onto the cake. You know, do your best to spread it around a bit. You can also use a piping bag. Next, place the middle layer cake. Gently. Continue with this pattern. Add and spread the chocolate mousse, then our last layer cake, and last layer chocolate mousse. Let's try to make this look a little better maybe. Let's crumble the extra cake topper we cut off and sprinkle it around the cake. Ta-da!
Looks pretty good, Mom. It's too big for me though. This is much better. A small glass individualized for me, right?
It's chocolate, son. You can't eat this. But you could help Mom with the trifle layering.
Okay. So scoop about 2 tablespoons of the cake from our leftover pan. Then add a good dollop of chocolate mousse. Press it down a bit. And then more cake, more mousse, and then cake.
Aw, thanks for your help, Mango. We were able to make a layered cake for about 5 to 10 people to share and extra trifles for us to eat after dinner. Check out our website at a4J.com for our blog post on chocolate mousse and get a free copy of this hand-lettered recipe. That's all for Jean and Mango.